What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know it's been a while, but no excuses. I need to come up with a place to do this. I don't like doing the stuff with anybody else around because I'm not comfortable with myself. So forgive me for taking so long to get back with y'all. But I had something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally got it back. And I'm going to do a little retro thing today. And this, see if it'll focus on that. This is a Dimitri Mech Dual 18650 clone. Now, and this clone is different from a lot of other clones. Well, I don't know. It's the only clone I've ever had. But they actually improved on the original design. And let me pull these batteries out right quick. Pretty simple. Loosen up the set screws. Batteries pop right out. Empty compartment. You take that little plastic piece there, pull it out. There's the positive connection, and it connects to the inside of this. So it's a straight wired, essentially wired. It uses those copper straps to make the connection, and the ground is actually the whole body of the device. But slide this back together. Very simple, and that's probably the reason it's still around, because they just don't, mechs just don't break generally. Anything with wires, a wire can wear, or you know, the clicky buttons. This one's got a mechanical style button in it. It just keeps working. 3 magnets on either piece. Goes together. Just a big black square box with a big humongous push button on top. And it just works. Now, I do have a newer RDA on there. That is the Vape Equitas, and it's just something that was already built. It had been sitting for a while with no cotton in it, and I cleaned it before I put it up. But whenever I got this box back just a couple weeks ago, I just grabbed something that was already built so that I could play with it and throw some batteries in it and just see what it does. And it is a dual 22 gauge. Well, we got 6 wraps. Nothing special, nothing fancy. That is my tried and true go-to build, because it's simple. It takes 10 minutes to build it, which actually these I think are like a 3.5mm ID. They're a pretty big coil. I can't even remember what I wrapped them on, but it's just something I threw together once upon a time. I believe on my regulated devices it says it reads like a 0.25, 0.28, something like that. But this particular device was one of the first, it was the first big box I ever bought. And I'd been using a little e-leaf, what do they call it, an iStick or something like that, the little 30-watt deal with a, what was it, a Kangertech Genatank or something like that. It was a big tank, especially for that little bitty device. But that's it. It all progresses. I still have original 510 batteries, just the little Sig-alike without the sticker. I still have those. I still have egos sitting in my toolbox at work. Why? I don't know, but they work. I mean, I could put a CE4 on them, charge them, which they're probably dead now, but charge them and they go. No settings, no nothing. Just put you about a 2 ohm, 1.5, 2 ohm atomizer on there and go to town. I guess one of the main things I want to point out with this is it doesn't matter what you got. As long as it works for you, that's all that matters. I don't have the best equipment. I don't have the newest equipment. I do have a few new things, but if you can satisfy yourself, and especially those that are quitting smoking, whatever it takes to stay away from that stuff, I'm all for. Because most of us who vape started to get away from cigarettes, and I was a pretty heavy smoker. I was probably smoking a pack and a half to a pack and a half a day, and I felt terrible all the time. My breathing was terrible. I couldn't do anything, and I had young kids at the time, which they're older now, but I never felt like doing anything, and now I can breathe. Now for some reason my sinuses have been bothering me the past couple of days because the weather's been up and down here, but that's all up here. It's not in here like it used to be. Every year, a couple times a year, whenever I was smoking, I'd get a cold, and then the cold would turn into upper respiratory infection. So everything from here up was just trashed, and it would be for weeks. And I got to thinking about it the other day, and I have yet to have one since I started vaping, and that's a big deal. And a lot of people don't, you think about, smoking, yeah, it puts tar in your lungs, but there's other things that it will snowball. And, people who may have trouble with asthma, they don't think about putting smoke in their lungs hurting their asthma. Yeah, it's going to catch up with you one way or another. All right, well, so I'm old school. Kind of old school, old and new, I guess you could say. I'm going to show you a little bit more of what I carry. I carry these two every day, and that's, you've probably seen this one in one of my videos or so. Actually, I got a build on this, but this is the Geek Vape G Box. I've actually got a stainless steel mesh in here, so I've been playing with the temp controller just because I can, and I'll show you that. See, are you gonna focus? This is actually a piece of a mesh strip that came with the, that came with the Mesh Pro RDA from I don't even remember, but I didn't like the RDA with mesh. I wound up putting a big old humongous single coil in it, and it worked really well, but this one, definitely mesh is the way to go. No question. I mean, you hit the button and it's putting out. And it works just as well with the mesh that comes with it. I do want to try some of the mesh that OFRF is putting out. Everybody that I've seen that has tried it, everybody that I've talked to said it's amazing. It's the best thing recent, and it's hard to improve on this atomizer to begin with, but if there's a way to improve on it, it's got to be outstanding. Oh man, that flavor is so good, and I'm almost out of it. Just a shout out, the flavor that I'm vaping in this is from a company right here in Texas, and that's why I try to do some business with them, because I love anything from Texas. But it's a company called Vape Wild, and it's called Lemon Sensation. It's a lemon cake flavor that is outrageous. It's not super tart. It's like a sweet lemony, and it's supposed to be a lemon cake with lemon glaze. And it is just really good, and I'm sure the atomizer helps. But I mean, if you got crap juice, then it's going to taste like crap no matter what atomizer you put it in. But that particular flavor from Vape Wild, I would recommend. All right, now my other daily that I carry every day. If I'm going to town, I have both of these. I have one in my hip pocket, one in my butt pocket. All right, and this is the Deep Vape Blade with the Coil Master Marvin RTA. It's the biggest RTA that Coil Master makes at the moment. It says it holds 5+ mils of juice, and it took a little bit with any RTA. It takes time to learn how to wick them, and where they will wick efficiently without drying out or flooding out. And I've gotten pretty good at this one. I've actually got a video on here of how I wick this RTA, and I do it the same way every time, and it always works. And at the moment, this one also has a Vape Wild flavor in it. This one's called Rainbow Crunch, and I want to say it was like fruity, or not fruity pebble, Fruit Loops ish flavor, and it's okay. It's got a little bit of a citrusy bite to it, but it's not bad at all. And there again, this one has the same, essentially the same build as the Equitas. It's got dual 22 gauge, 5 or 6 wrap, but this one actually is, I know it's right at 3mm, because if I put too big a coil in here, it's harder to wick it right and get it to feed right. But this one is, I am running 21/700s in it. It comes with an adapter to run 21/700 or 18/650s. My lovely wife bought me the 21/700s for Christmas, so I'm running Samsung 30T in here. I've actually got it turned down because I'm trying to stretch my juice a little bit further than what I normally do. But I'm running at 55 watts. $55. All right. And that's where I'm at. And like I said, I don't ever be proud of what you have if it's doing the job for you. If it's not working for you, then it may be time to look into another device. And if anybody has any questions or comments about anything that I've got going on here, I try to answer everybody. I don't get a lot of comments because I'm just getting started, but I'd appreciate it. And if you would like it, subscribe. I'm gonna try desperately to get more content up here for you guys. I'm just a real straightforward guy, and I run out of words sometimes, but I appreciate any of you who watch me, who listen to me babble for, we're running on 15 minutes now about nothing. But yeah, I'm just holler at me if you got any questions, comments. Like my video, pass it around. And remember, old stuff is still cool. All right? Thanks.